Elo, elo! Witam wszystkich, tutaj Piaro z tej strony. Zaczęliśmy dzisiaj trochę później. Chciałem pomagać tutaj trochę w kołpie. 1920p jest, dobra. Pyk. Hopla. Odpalamy Divinity 1920x1080 Edition. Kontynuujemy. Skończyliśmy poprzednio. Znowu wyskoczy, że kurwa potrzebuję. Okej. Jesteśmy znowu, tylko muszę zobaczyć jedną rzecz. Modyfikacja. Nie, ustawienia. B, statyczna. Okej, dobra, jest. Dobra. Kontynuuj. Znowu? To jest jakiś... Dobra, zobaczmy, da? Okej. Mapa. Idziemy tutaj, to jest zadanie.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens!
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens!
What are ye staring at?
Powiedz mi sobie.
Heavenly herring! Delicious dogfish!
Captain Jack's the name, though the title may be a little generous at the moment. My crew ran off, and I can't find enough hardy souls to help me reload the ship and sail off.
Co się stało z twoją załogą?
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Those scallywags heard there be silver in the Lacula mines, and they abandoned ship like the lily-livered turkeys they are. Haven't seen them since the day we docked.
Okej, znajdziemy. maluje.
Ah, hello, proportionate one. Oh, I can see from the symmetry in your face that you are a great fan of the fine arts, no?
Mapa rozkazy.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy
Nie, stać mnie.
boots. Good day to you all. Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice them, stir and churn.
Ajo!
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies I've filled ever seen.
Aha, dobra, już widzę co tu jest. Mamy podział. Półki i złote monety. No zobaczcie, to jest ciężar i złota moneta.
Aaron's by the cousins. Get it while it's fresh. He's matching only hours from the sea.
Chwila, mogę te spodnie założyć?
Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Czekajcie, kogoś.
Made a big change on your rope with a wheel and a footstep.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens!
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Aha, nie mogę tego. A to?
Made a big change on your rope with a wheel and a footstep.
Dobra, moment.
On the move for cheese. An excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Norman steak.
Trzymaj.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Jest.
Let's see. Halibut,
Lepiej.
sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
O, kapturek, dobra. To jest chyba tylko dla... No, hełm. No nie, dobra, zacznijmy. Może on ma coś.
Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Okej, dobra.
Lonesome, spiritless. Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine. Let us see if you can choose the finest.
Dobra.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a special.
O, tu coś jest jeszcze.
Ah, gracious patron, I see your tired eyes looking a bit teary. I've just the potion for that.
Raz.
Or would you prefer a toasty fire spell to dry those vapors? On the mood for cheese. An excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Roman steak.
No, wow, wow, wow. Wow. Dotyk lodu. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Podoba mi się to coraz bardziej. Kulki. Gdzie jest zadanie rzekomo? Gdzie jesteśmy? O, dzień
I'm
dobry.
just doing my duty for the Legion.
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I may rest my weary soul in these trying and troubled times.
Never fear, my lady. As long as I'm around, no hair on your head will finish.
Okej. Dzień dobry.
Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband. How many times do I need to state and restate my complete innocence in the matter?
Spokojnie. Kim jesteś najpierw? Przedstaw się.
I am Esmeralda, wife of Jake, and now, alas, his widow. Poor man. We were both so young when we married. He so rich and I so poor, but his one and only princess just the same.
Możesz mi opowiedzieć o tym miejscu?
Well, what do you want to know?
Opowiedz mi o mieście.
Before this war left us hanging like the condemned from a tree, this was the greatest city in Andervale. My own grandfather made his fortune here. Started as a poor fisherman with nothing but a few trout to his name, and grew his meagre trade into a business employing a fair piece of the local population. Of course, the company had to be liquidated as the population shrunk, and now his legacy is no more than the pole and rags he started out with.
Opowiedz mi o nieumarłych.
They're nightmare incarnate, aren't they? Let a priest explain that to me. How we all supposedly become the gods' children in death, when in fact foul magic can bring us back and make us haunt our own kin in endless, mindless deviance.
Porozmawiajmy o morderstwie twojego męża.
Like I told just about every legionnaire in town, I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder. I want his killer found and tried, but everyone suspects me of this evil deed. And you're no different, are you?
Kontynuuj.
So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the pub call me a murderous gold digger, and you believe them? These insinuations truly go beyond the pale. Oh, I think I'm getting one of my headaches.
No, zobaczmy nawet, co masz na sprzedaż. O, łuk. Nie mam kasy na razie. Mam bardzo mało.
She seems to be quite adamant about her innocence.
We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
No, taka prawda.
Assure me, dear Septimus, that you haven't been fighting those awful orcs. I can't bear to imagine something would happen to you.
Oh, but don't you worry, my lady. We legionnaires are highly trained soldiers who fear neither orc nor demon.
Oh, but what if you were to be ambushed, caught unawares? Oh, catch me, for I might faint.
Okej. Dalej trzeba iść. Kura się podpaliła, fajnie.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face spurious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly'll be the least of it. The beast looks rabid.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try it, Screech woman. The beast speaks, so you have a breed back now.
Dzień dobry.
What have we here, then? A so-called source hunter, eh? Well, look, do what you must in Sightseal, but don't make waves, and don't interfere with the Legion's
Okej,
affairs.
dobra,
you hear?
spoko. Nie martw się o to. Mam jeszcze kilka pytań.
If you must.
Czy twój główny problem to nieumarli?
Bravo! Figured that one out, did you? I haven't been stuck here for 2 years because we're being besieged by fluffy kittens, you know. Those brain-feasting freaks out there keep on coming. And it takes all the sword arms and all of Ahu's half-baked contraptions to keep them at bay. Keeping them at bay, that is all we do. Were that I could break their backs once and for all.
Jakaś sekta.
Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking God's knows which body parts. Sects, sorcerers. He'll be seeing flying carpets next.
Może, jeśli twórcy dadzą. Co twoje orkowie robią na plaży?
I'd say they're looking for weak spots in our defences. They can't make an attack over land for fear of Ahu's magical machines, so they're trying their luck by sea. They won't succeed, though. Not against the Legion.
Nie podoba ci się?
How am I enjoying it? Are you spoiling for a fight, Hunter? Are you? Sightseal stinks of fish, reeks of orcs, and on a good day the wind disperses the stench of decomposing corpses. I can't remember the last time I had a proper piece of steak, and by now I retch at the mere sight of sardines. So in conclusion, I am not enjoying Sightseal.
Powiedz mi o Legionie.
We are the pride of Rivalon, to be found and to be seen everywhere. We don't hide in the dark and lurk in corners like some I could mention. No, we protect the civilized from the barbaric, and we do so impeccably. And Captain Aureus, if you must know, leader of the Legion in Sightseal, by which I mean I have the enviable task of commanding a battalion of walking dead. For I fear it may well be but a matter of time before the undead undo all my soldiers and turn them into drivelling hordes of their own misshapen number. Gods above! Some politician snuffs it and everyone's in an uproar. Ridiculous! I told that wizard brat of an Ahu not to bother. He just had to send for source hunters, didn't he? Bloody magicians. They see a pigeon poop and think sorcery's afoot. Nevertheless, I want to be kept in the loop. Understand? I am in command of this town. Not Mayor Cecil, not Ahu, and definitely not some hotshot source hunter. So investigate Jake's death if you feel so inclined, but report back to me the moment you discover something out of the ordinary.
Okay.
The scene of the crime is over at the King Crab Inn. You can tell the guard you have my permission to enter. Now off with you!
Co łączy cię z żoną Jacka?
Esmeralda is Jake's wife. Well, widow. Everyone in town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. Now, the girl has the reputation of being a flirt. There is that. But that doesn't suffice as evidence, wouldn't you say? Or do source hunters rely on hearsay alone, perhaps?
That certainly would explain some of the cock-ups you lot have made in the past.
Okej, nie zaczynasz mnie denerwować, zaraz mi mnie wbije w brzuch.
What? You're going to stand there and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone? Hardly. But I won't stand for such nonsense. If you bring evidence before me, I'll evaluate it with perfect objectivity. The Legion relies on reason, see? Not idle superstition.
Okej. Na dół.
Source hunter or no, not a single non-legionnaire is permitted into the treasure room. Pockets have a pesky habit of growing extra deep in such places.
Quiet! No talking to these scoundrels, criminal scum!
How can I help you, my friend? And what might those be?
Dobra.
Any real damage? Come on with the dramatic. Not as bad as always. Look on murder within the walls, undead outside the walls, and here we legionnaires sit twiddling our thumbs. In that case, you'll have the pleasure of...
Attention! About face! To the barracks! March!
The cretin's question crossed her lips.
Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew.
I think
Again!
that was an insult.
You're a source hunter, aren't you? They say you can talk to animals, but I for one won't be falling for such a tall tale.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on.
Hey, who's that then? Come on, stand where my good eye can see you.
Easy, Tull. That's the source hunter you're talking to.
She may have the look of a woman if you squint hard enough, but she's no more than a wild animal. We got reports of a strange-looking outsider skulking through the town with her bow drawn. I found her crouched behind a tree, taking aim at a fat old rat trotting along the city walls.
Okay.
I tapped her on the shoulder to see what was what, and the beast startled like a wild cat and lunged right at me.
Bit Tullia right in the face, she did. It wasn't pretty, and now it's got a chunk ripped off it to boot.
Okay.
Enjoy it while you can, Ver. There's not another legionnaire in the cohort that'll have you if I go rabid.
Inną znajomą?
Well, that's to be decided. She doesn't seem to be sick, despite Tully's moaning. We can't keep her here forever, but we can't well send her into the wilds again, can we?
Może warto by wziąć tę nieznajomą pod nasze skrzydła. Przyda nam się, jeśli pozwoliliśmy, aby nas raniła.
Perhaps it'd be worth taking this stranger under our wing. She'll likely come in handy, if we can trust her to watch our backs.
No, w końcu nieustraszony łowca może się bardzo przydać w naszym śledztwie.
After all, a fearless hunter might prove quite useful for our investigation.
Well, that's a relief, ain't it? We found a good home for her after all, Tull.
That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
Heed me, source hunter. She's not good for anything more than cannon fodder. And don't turn your back on her when she's got that bow within arm's reach.
Dobry.
Source hunter, I have heard tales both grand and terrible about the world of humans.
Zaraz wezmę!
I myself was caged one moment and freed the next by our kind. In Hope Forest, every creature acts according to the nature of its kind. Birds frighten easily, badgers fear little. But amongst men, there are no guarantees.
Be close! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! To the barracks! Notch! Be close! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
It is difficult for me to claim humanity as you do. I am still learning to see myself in the faces of those I meet. And those I meet do not always see themselves in me. It is strange to stand with one foot in the forest and the other in the city, Source Hunter. I am glad that now I have you standing beside me.
Okay. Co ona ma? Mhm. Ona ma wyższy. Ona miała łuk.
Attention! About face! Two about it! Notch! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
Idziemy. Dobra, mamy nową koleżankę. Trzeba byłoby zrobić save'a. Chciałem, się już narobić. Znowu. Okej, mamy 3 postaci już. Coraz więcej, wiecie. Kompletnie nie znam tego uniwersum. A ty?
Source Hunter. A sight for sore eyes if ever there was one.
Co się stało?
I know you're probably knee-deep in that awful murder investigation, but truth be told, the Legion could use your help as well.
O! Zadania. Zadania. Co masz?
We've been conducting a series of expeditions into undead territory, and I'm afraid I must admit they've met with very little success.
Nie ma, jest niedobrze. Zaczyna się to, czego się spodziewałem. Z kim mam zaszczyt rozmawiać?
Lieutenant Selenia, at your service. I'm Captain Aureus' second in command, but rest assured I am a lot more kindly inclined towards source hunters than he is.
Niż on, no tak.
Now, I certainly don't mind a bit of healthy competition and even rivalry between our orders, but I, for one, have no intention of looking a gift horse in the mouth.
Okej, no.
And that is exactly what your presence in Sicil is, Source Hunter. A gift and a blessing. Only heroes such as yourself can make a true difference in this troubled part of the world. Such is my honest
się stało,
conviction.
widać ich. Siema.
I shall be very glad to share what information I can give you.
Daję Piotrowi.
Co? Co to poszło? Co oddajesz?
Sznurek chcę zaciąć, panie. Nie będę spadać z zęba.
O, no dobry pomysł, no.
To. No. No, to trzeba przywiercić do korki. No.
If ever we want to be victorious in Sicil, we have to track down the root of the undead uprising. Under the Pact of Volunteers, 3 expeditions were launched to do just that. But so far, none of their participants have
Coś
returned.
porządnego. Coś bardzo dużego. 3 ekspedycje po 3 ludzi.
3 landmarks were chosen for further investigation. The lighthouse, the burial mounds, and the old church. Places fraught with danger all.
Gdzie przedmiotów, kasy i przygód. A to będzie fajny etap.
There's a lighthouse to the west, up on the bluffs, overlooking the sea. No man has gone there in a decade, and yet a light shines through its pinnacle every night.
Po co? Przycisnęło?
No. A tam mój kibel jest...
Jest!
Balują. Balują. Zamknięci.
Jeszcze było do Biedry.
Biedronce dzieci.
Ale zakaczamy, no. Kończą się kasy i są 3 toalety. Dla dzieci, dla mężczyzn i dla kobiet. Tak.
A szkoda, że nie...
Trzeba było zadzwonić, no i powiedział jakimś tam.
The locals say it's haunted, and half a dozen legionnaires have gone to find out whether or not those are mere tall tales. I fear for
Mamy
their safety.
przycisnęło.
Ale będę nie kupiła.
There's a church to the northeast of here, built atop the very place where once stood a temple dedicated to the source. The Sicilians razed it, and built a church for the 7 instead, supposedly to symbolize the victory of the gods over evil sorcery.
Oj.
All superstitious mumbo-jumbo, if you ask me. But when the dead rose, that is when they were first spotted. Hence the expedition.
Oh.
There are ancient burial grounds to be found north of the city. As good a place as any to start looking for necromancers, wouldn't you say?
No tak.
A local archaeologist offered to tag along with the men. Here's hoping his knowledge on the subject may prove to be of use to them. So I did. The Pact of Volunteers. Many legionnaires will do whatever it takes to go home, which is why I personally sign their transfer orders the moment they make it back from a mission behind enemy lines.
Okay. Dobra.
The chances of survival during these sorties are only about 1 in 10, you see. So my soldiers are free to volunteer, and if they are successful, they just bought themselves a boat ride home. The undead. I pitied them at first. Many among them were once kind and innocent civilians of Sicil after all. No longer do I feel that way though. Too many of my soldiers have fallen. The dead must be put down without mercy, if we can. The bravest among my men and women tell me they are weaker in the west and stronger in the east. So I suggest you head westward if you want to flex your muscles and test the waters before blindly diving to your death.
Nie było tego. Okej. Nie tą stronę. Tam. Inny nie ma.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Norman there. Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Norman there.
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the source hunter, are you not? The hero the whole of Sicily is abuzz about. The talk of the town. The juiciest grape on the grapevine. Such a pleasure to meet you. A delight. No, scratch that. It is so much more than a delight.
Oh!
It is an intervention of fate. Yes, that's it.
Listonosz!
Fate has put me on this very spot, so I may tell you all about a most intriguing opportunity indeed.
Made a big change on your block with a wheel and a good stuff.
O, mówiłem. Ktoś ty.
Mendius, at your service. What is my profession? Well, I'll tell you what it used to be. And that is a man of medicine. But what does a man of medicine do but mend what has first been broken? I save lives, to be sure. But today, I
Koniec roboty,
change.
więc na koniec takiego.
They call the undead a problem, my friend. But those who know the ways of the fabulous five see no problems. They see opportunities. An enterprising spirit can wrench riches from cold dead rocks.
Dobra.
Or from cold dead, full stop.
O, jakie okazji.
Oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to become better. To become the full extent of the promise that is locked inside of each and every one of us. So first of all, let me ask you this question. Do you like adventure?
Oczywiście.
Heavenly hearing!
Of course I do. How could someone in my profession not?
Quite right. Adventure is what we live for.
See here, you and I share the same passion. I never doubted it for a moment. The thrill of walking the unbeaten path, the rush of finding yourself in a goblin ambush, knowing you'll prevail nonetheless.
Okay.
Too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense. Am I right? The wage of a mere soldier. Now, between you and me, tell me truthfully, don't you sometimes wish you could earn more?
Made a big change on your block with a wheel and a good stuff.
Cóż, czemu nie?
Well, I can't say that I haven't.
Yes, some extra gold is always welcome.
Indeed. Indeed, gold is always welcome. And among the fabulous five, gold flows as freely as water does to the sea. Even so, my friend, matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety, without spice? To be a source hunter must get frightfully dreary sometimes. Am I right? All those orders. Investigate this, retrieve that, and at the end of the day, what do you have to show for it? Wouldn't you prefer to call your own shots?
No.
Be your own boss?
To jest prawda. Dlatego jestem youtuberem, dlatego gram takie gry jakie chcę. Bo to mogę się popłynąć tam, popłynąć tam, popłynąć tam. I nic mnie nie trzyma. To jest najfajniejsze właśnie w youtuberce.
10 godzin stoją, wszystko nic nie robią.
Hamlet, sheep cheese, tomatoes.
Proszę.
It's better to lead than to follow. That much is true.
Otwieram.
Better to be served than to serve. I concur.
Well spoken. Well said indeed. Life's too short to spend it doing someone else's bidding, am I right? Of course I am. And I could help you attain the dream, enact the change you deserve.
Jaką?
And that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the King Crab, so that I could meet you and tell you about the marvel that is the Fabulous Five. The invitation to join is yours. Grab it.
Dobra.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Ah, the Fabulous Five. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most illustrious and celebrated adventurers guild in Riverlong. Our mission, to better the world. Our mantra, to better ourselves as we do so. To realize our dreams and cleanse our souls.
O, ciekawe.
You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can. Of course, if you still have questions, I shall answer them to the best of my abilities. But if not, how about we get started?
Excuse is more whole than a slice of this fine Norman there.
What a gem of a question. Straight as an arrow, sharp as a switchblade. Most meritorious of you. Now, to join the Fabulous Five is to join a fellowship, to join a fraternity, a sorority, a community. The title of Knight is bestowed upon you the moment you sign our waiver, and so it all begins. I shall be the one to give you your first contract, and once the job is done, I shall see to it you get your fair share of the reward. Of course, should you spread the word, should you propagate the gospel of the Fabulous Five, and thereby draw new knights into our fellowship, you will get a share of the reward from their contracts too. Isn't that wonderful?
10 minut jeszcze nagrywania i zawsze coś. Okay.
By now, the genial glow of the fellowship must have warmed your heart. It has, hasn't it? But did I say fellowship? I mean family. For like a family, we support one another, cheer one another, see each other through thick and thin, partake in glory and defeat. Work hard, fulfill contracts, enlist new knights, and swiftly shall you rise through the ranks. You will better yourself. You will better Riverlong. You will make the stars shine all the brighter. And you'll get fabulously wealthy in the process. What's not to like? Of course, of course, of course. All you need to do is sign this waiver, And just like that, snap! You're part of the family. All I need is your lovely little...
Join a guild. Better the world. Earn a lot of gold. Yes, count me in.
And me. May all the riches in the world be ours.
Marvelous. Magnificent. Oh, but what am I saying? Fabulous is the word. You may not realize it yet, but your fortunes, your very life is about to change for the better. So let us not dilly-dally. To business. Your first assignment is ready and waiting if you're ready and willing.
Any cheeses?
What more is there to say, my friend? You are one of us now. A proud member of the even prouder Fabulous Five. Glory be, for glory has found you.
Gotcha.
Oh, it's a pretty straightforward task, this one. Now, in this town dwells a wizard. Ahu is his name, and he's a frightful eccentric. Scientific type, you know the kind. Favors reason over faith and all that. Not Fabulous Five material, him. His experimental weapons may keep a couple of skeletons away from the city, but many of his other researches fail. Malfunction with tragic consequences. One of them was a big lumbering apparatus, a frightful automaton shaped like a giant made of steel. It was supposed to crush the undead by the dozens, piloted as it was by a trained legionnaire. But you can guess what happened. Did it become sentient? Was it cursed? Whatever the cause, the thing relieved itself of its pilot and headed north towards a network of caves. Now ask yourself, what if it comes back? It could smash the city walls and claim 100 lives before being subdued.
Okay.
Luckily, there are those in this world who belong to the Fabulous Five. The braves who eat such monstrosities for breakfast. Go, my friend. Find this wizard's abomination and claim your just reward from Mayor Cecil in the name of our hallowed guild. Easy money.
Delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap.
Oke. Kto mnie woła?
Come on, you chicken.
Red and orange, yellow and green. The finest ladies I feel ever seen.
Any takers? Come on, you chicken. Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Let us see if you can choose the finest three.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine almond-bear.
Join the Fat Club if you've got an eye for fine potatoes.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine almond-bear.
No dobra, ja muszę tutaj kończyć, żeby go save'a. Save.
Eat a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
No i dobra, i będziemy kończyć dzisiejszy odcinek pierwszy. I tak ładnie. I kończymy zabawę na dzisiaj. Pa, pa.